Podcasting from the top of the rocks. This is News on the Rocks with Patty Steele and Wayne Cabot.
You know, I can't ever recall a News on the Rocks where in the background you heard groovy guitar music playing. We're in for a treat. We are in for such a treat today. So, Patty, let me tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
All right. So, my daughter
is
a big fan of 21 Pilots.
Yes.
And she was down at the Fly Music Festival. Your kids go to that, Firefly.
My daughter worked at it last year.
So then she probably was there too for this experience, and it was a great show. And some of the fans got kind of rowdy and loud and obnoxious, as can happen. Yes. And Amanda spots just an adorable young teenager there with her dad, watching the show, and my daughter's kind of cringing because people are being coarse and foul and kind of disgusting. And here's
it's a
this
music festival. What do you want?
Well, yeah, but apparently it went too far. I wasn't there. This is the story that I
understand that.
So Amanda said, "Hi, you like 21 Pilots?" "Oh, yes." And then this young girl's face lit up and they started talking. And this young girl, it turns out, was going to go to the next 21 Pilots concert in Columbus, which was a couple months later. And Amanda said, "Well, we're going to be in Columbus too. Maybe we'll see you there." Fast forward Columbus, we see them there, and we go out and we have dinner with Lindsey, Lomis, and her dad, Mike Lomis.
Okay.
And she says, "Yeah, I'm interested in music." "Oh, that's nice. 14 years old. Yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter." "Yeah, you write songs 14. Yeah, that's very fun. I can sing. Yeah, I'm sure you can." And I hear this little voice, and then I hear her sing, and I about fell over.
Like, it's not the same voice as she speaks with, right?
Not at all.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting how that happens.
Because here's this charming little girl who's now 16 years old. And tonight, she's opening to a sold-out show in Greenwich Village in New York City at La Poisson Rouge. That used to be the Village Gate.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I said, "Okay, you're coming by for the podcast." The truth is she's not here for the podcast. She's here to perform tonight, but we grabbed her.
So how does that happen? How do you get yourself involved in your baby?
Yeah.
Your parents manage you?
Basically, my mom's my momager. But
that's
we are in need of professional help. It's been a lot, but no, I've kind of been. Obviously, I'll tell you my little story. I've been doing music since I was little. I'm born in Nashville. It's kind of surrounded by it all the time.
Sure, best place for it.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and I've been lucky to have so many mentors in music there who've just been so willing to help me every step of the way. And I guess recently sort of releasing music, and it's funny how every little contact matters and every connection makes a difference. And so that's all been coming together, and kind of social media has been my big platform to talk about what I'm doing, and somehow found a little following. And
What was the first place you played professionally that they paid you to sing?
Oh, man. I know I played Tomato Fest. I played Tomato Fest in Nashville, which none of you have heard of.
No, is it about tomatoes or is it?
It is. I mean, everyone wears red. But I remember I played Tomato Fest. It was my first time with a real band. And I did get paid for that, I'm pretty sure, but obviously had to pay for the band members. So it didn't really end up making anything.
Probably cost you.
Yeah.
But you got out there.
I got out there, and it was really, it was amazing. But I also played, probably before that, I think, was Third and Lindsey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's this show they have called She's a Rebel every year, and it's sort of a tribute to women in music in the past, and so we all kind of sang covers, and it was amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
What did it feel like the first time you went out as a professional in front of a crowd? What was that? Because, so many kids dream of that. They stand in their bathroom and sing into a hairbrush or whatever, and that moment where you walk out and there's an audience staring at you, waiting for you to sing. What did that feel like?
I will say I have spent a lot of time in my shower singing. Yeah, definitely helps prep for that.
Good acoustics, good reverb in the shower.
Good acoustics, right? Yeah. But so it has been a lot of me dreaming to get there, and then when I finally get there, it's just everything you could imagine. Obviously, when you first step out on stage, it's a little shaky, but then you just forget about all that, and it's the best feeling in the world.
I was going to say, I remember seeing Amanda and I saw you in Nashville, and you were performing. I'm not sure how deep into your performing experience you were at that point, but it was a room in the back of a clothing store. And, I guess that's a big thing in Nashville, right? A lot of stores, whatever it is, they have a performance space. As do we, by the way.
How great is that? I love that they do that.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, that kind of gets your feet wet.
Yeah, and this one specifically, it obviously, it is a clothing store, but it actually is really nice. And they did every Sunday, they had a kids open mic thing, and you could do 20 to 30 minute set. So they really supported young musicians.
You blew the doors off. You blew the clothes off the rack. It was amazing.
That's kind of the future of retail, I think, because people buy over the internet. So you got to do something with these stores that draws people in.
Yeah,
so that's actually a really smart idea. I think it's kind of interesting. Did you put stuff out like on YouTube first?
Yeah, so I remember I started a music Instagram page when I was a little kid, probably 5th grade, 6th grade, and I was really embarrassed to at first. I was nervous all my friends would think it was weird, but I just did it anyway because I loved it. And that sort of was just my platform for music, and I could film a video whenever I wanted to and put myself out there. And then I started doing little YouTube videos, which I recommend to not go back and watch.
That's a guarantee we're going to now.
Oh no!
By the way, your dad played. I probably shouldn't say this. This might have been confidential. I will lose the trust of Mike forever. But he did send me, as we were leaving Nashville after he visited you, he did send me a clip of you at age 11 singing Elton John.
Oh no!
Benny and the Jets. And 11 years, and she said, I'm pretty sure, Mike, what you said was, don't tell her I sent you this. So here I am outing you and myself.
Right.
But it was
get
so
later.
damn good.
Thank you.
So, I mean, for the first time I understood the words. That Elton John, he's a hack. I don't know what he's saying.
Okay. We don't need to get that far.
I got to say one thing. You will understand years from now, because you're still a baby. You will understand how incredibly lucky you are to have parents like that who are
I already do.
So supportive and so ready to help see you through this journey. It's really...
I'm so lucky. They've been supportive every step of the way, and especially they aren't musicians. No one in my family is, but it's never mattered to them. They
know you
music
are.
appreciators.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad, you might want to save that clip and play it back to her at choice moments.
Right.
You now have it on tape.
I was going to say it like her wedding, but it could even be her high school graduation.
I take it back.
She's a baby. That's so neat.
Oh, speaking of weddings and high schools and cool stuff like that, so my daughter who's studying abroad right now and would love to be here, but it's killing her that she can't be. I said, Lindsey's coming. Oh, yes, I know. I already found out. Mom told me. I'm like, yeah, well, so maybe what should I ask her? You got any questions? And Amanda had a good one.
Uh-oh.
Let me just find it here. She had a good question for you, Lindsey Lomis. And then I'll stop talking and I want to hear you play a little bit because we're talking about how great you are. I mean, you've got to hear.
Nobody knows yet.
We're teasing everyone.
She just went to prom the other day, Amanda says.
I did.
Ask her if she feels like she's living a double life like Hannah Montana.
Actually, that's so funny because I just posted something about that on my story. I feel like Hannah Montana. But I do get the best of both worlds. I mean, I went to prom. I'm only a sophomore. My friend who's a junior invited me. Yeah, and so it was such a fun experience. And I'm usually not the party and dance type of person, but there was a chocolate fountain, a lot of sugar involved. I let go a little bit.
That's wild.
But it was good to have both experiences. And then,
if you're Hannah Montana, Mom and Dad just keep her away from the wrecking ball.
That's
all I can say.
Not quite there.
Please.
No, but it's so funny because prom was, I guess, was it last night? Yeah, prom was last night.
Wow.
Or no.
Saturday night. Okay.
And
so you went straight from the prom to a plane to here. Yeah.
Prom, then Sonic.
She's a working woman. That's what we do.
Now, you go to a really cool high school.
I do. I go to an art school. I go to National School of the Arts, and I go for guitar. I have guitar lessons every day and swing band. So basically,
and math?
I write every day. And math.
Okay, good.
I actually like math. It's chemistry that I am not a fan of.
Yeah. History? I hope you get some history.
I love history, yeah. History and English, amazing.
But you went into high school already more than fairly accomplished.
Thank you.
I mean, your writing is amazing. Your songs are too. Your vocals. So you go in to learn more. And what else have you picked up? How has school been instructive to you as somebody who already had it in her soul?
Yeah, it's not as much learning every little technique and every aspect of music theory as just doing it every day, and also doing it with my friends. So a lot of my classes in swing band, most of the time what I'm doing is just writing with my friend. And so just practicing that every day has actually really helped my writing in the long run.
Sure.
Yeah, to get on a regular basis of it, which obviously I was doing it before, but it's different when you're doing it by yourself.
Sure.
To have someone pushing you, it definitely.
Well, the beauty is, I mean, you're 16.
Mm-hmm.
As the years go by, you will see that expand and expand and expand, and you'll get better and better, and you'll think way out here in the universe, and it'll be it's very exciting to start so young and to sort of really know what your heart wants at this age. Very cool.
Thank you.
Wow.
So what do you feel like playing for us?
What should I play? I'm looking back at the momager. I think I might play Meant to Be Broken. It's off of my new EP. It was one of the singles that was released of it. And I guess I'll jump straight in.
You wrote the song?
I did write the song.
Lyrics?
Wrote the lyrics.
This is all
chords,
you.
all me. It's sort of, I always like to tell a little story. I've been doing a lot of songwriting festivals a lot, so it's kind of what you have to do. This one is just about one person I was talking to for a little bit, and we dated for maybe a week, and I was no, but this is
it's okay.
This is the high school life. This is probably before high school, actually. So
I love it.
This is called Meant to Be Broken. Finally made the divide. I was never satisfied. I knew what was coming. Your love so stubborn, and you're not to blame. It was written all in your name. It's just your immature design. Should I remind you, this ain't no race, so don't go chasing my love, my love. 'Cause what we had was meant to be broken. It's no tragedy. Our love was uninspired. Your touch lost my desire. And why can't you move on naturally? We're meant to be broken. And I apologize, kinda cut you out of my life, but I know this is for the better. Didn't need to take this any further. No, this ain't no race, so don't go chasing my love, my love. 'Cause what we had was meant to be broken. It's no tragedy. Our love was uninspired. Your touch lost my desire. And why can't you move on naturally? No, why can't you move on naturally? We're meant to be broken. Broken. 'Cause this ain't no race, so don't go chasing my love, my love. 'Cause what we had was meant to be broken. It's no tragedy. Our love was uninspired. Your touch lost my desire. And why can't you move on naturally? No, why can't you move on naturally? We're meant to be broken. Just let it happen, baby.
Wow.
I couldn't articulate that at the age of 45.
No kidding.
Or even now. That's
Wow, I pity the poor guy you dump.
See, this is with the thing that's fascinating is her voice is exquisite, but that's like a deep, soulful.
Thank you.
message that you're sending there. That
Yeah.
How do you said you weren't even in high school when you wrote that?
I think I wasn't. I think it was last year, freshman year. So it was
great.
So, what old performer has possessed your body and soul?
Oh man, there's too many. I'm inspired by so many people. I love Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Her vocals
tragedy.
and song. Yeah, what a tragedy. But she's always inspired me, especially like you said, kind of the soulfulness of the vocals, also just kind of the maturity is kind of, right now I've been writing a lot with other people and working with producers, and I always say I want it to be a little darker, a little lower than most pop songs, just because
it's more interesting that way.
Yeah, and I'm also self-conscious a little bit sometimes of sounding like a little girl, and so, but I love writing about things.
You don't sound like a little girl.
Thank you.
No, you sound really,
Thank you so much.
really way beyond your years, which is
Thank
really
you.
interesting.
But that's a good question, though, a good point. So your voice will develop. I listened to tapes of me when I was 16 trying to do radio, and it's changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
So how do you factor that into your performance, your experience?
I try not to think about it too much. I kind of
You're
go,
welcome for
go
bringing
with
it
the
up.
flow. No, I go with the flow a little bit. I mean, it doesn't scare me. It makes me more excited because I can only go out from here.
It's evolution.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
Exactly.
thing.
And for me now with songwriting, I love writing about things that I've never experienced before.
Sure.
So I can kind of live through them. And so when I get older, I'll experience a lot more and can kind of find a new style of writing that leads me to be dramatic because there's a reason to me not making it up.
It's kind of like a garden. The buds are always really beautiful this time of year in the spring, but it grows and it blooms,
Exactly.
and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's the life cycle. Wow, that's incredible.
Thank you.
When people come to see you and you pour your heart out in these songs you've written and these vocals that come from the heart or from whatever divine inspiration it comes from, obviously, there's no way you don't get a great reaction to music like that. But do people also want to hear something familiar? And as an artist, does that bug you if they want to hear,
No, I get
cover.
it.
I don't think they're asking her to do Freebird, but I can see there are probably a lot of pop style artists. Although, you know what, I think that people, honestly, that come to see someone like you are just really in love with exploring new talent and their voice, meaning what they have to say as well as their vocals. So I think that probably that you don't get too much of that, do you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the gig because a lot of places I play in Nashville, obviously everyone's all about songwriting, and so they're kind of interested to find a new seed right there.
Yeah.
But I have gotten cover requests, and sometimes it's of songs that I don't like so much. But
do you do them?
But, I do. So on my Instagram, I do a lot of covers, but I've recently been wanting to steer away from that a little bit because I don't want to be just a cover page. I want to be, an artist, and so I want to find a way to sort of mix it in a little bit.
Are there any new young artists out there that are really making a big name for themselves that you like?
Let me see. There's so many. I mean, obviously Billie Eilish is
I was just going to say her.
an amazing young artist.
My daughter, who's 21, is obsessed with her.
Yeah, I really respect her and her career path. She's definitely carving a
really
new,
interesting,
a new path for the industry. It's so exciting to watch. So that's inspiring. Oh gosh, so many people. That's the thing with Instagram is that you can find so many amazing artists my age, younger, older, who are just doing the exact same thing.
I can't wait till my daughter hears you because I can tell just
you.
listening to you. I know she and I were in Europe together in the fall driving around and I'm listening to all of her music that she loves and it was like so great. And your style will really speak to her. I
now
know
you can
that.
say, hey, Katie, check this out.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of your
I found something
music,
for you.
you've got your CD. Can we hold it up to the camera?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Let's do that. Let's do that. You got that, Atlin?
That's me.
Can I see it?
There she is.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let's see.
Although it's filmed kind of dark like Game
Oh,
of
but
Thrones.
it's
I know,
beautiful.
it's
Like the Game of Thrones fight scene.
These are actually one-of-a-kind CDs. The list is right on the back, but the CD order is mixed up. So if you want one, hopefully they'll never be made like that again.
They'll be collector's items.
The collector's items, yeah.
It's like a penny that was
Would you want to be on
Minted.
vinyl, or is that too much of a
I
pain?
would love to.
Is
It is a pain,
Yeah.
I think, but I think it'd be so cool.
That's kind of
It's
cool, isn't it?
expensive,
I'll
but
bet it it
You're
is.
so cool.
Yeah, and the vinyl now is thick and better than the garbage I had when I was a kid. Does your parents ever tell you about, and Patty, maybe you remember this too, although you're way younger than I am.
No, there's no way I could remember what.
Remember cereal boxes?
Yeah,
And
there
the-
are still cereal
I
boxes.
And
think
the
I
back
know
of
about
cereal
cereal.
boxes.
Oh, you could like cut it out and
Yes.
have a record on.
Yes. And you'd put this cardboard
Yeah.
on your turntable.
Yep.
Dad's
Your
raising his
dad
hand. Mike
recognized-
remembers.
No way.
Your mom doesn't. Too young.
It would sound great too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, they're trying.
Yeah. Now we've evolved since then, but it's so we can get you on CD. We can get you by streaming on all the usual places.
Everything,
Lindsey, Linsey.
Lindsey.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, wait, no, I'm kidding.
Hello, newsman.
Let's start all over
You got
again
it.
from the beginning.
Right.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Lomis. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Pour some more vodka. We'll start all over again.
Oh, sure. That's
messed up on
just what
purpose.
you
Your
need.
excuse.
You need more vodka.
So tonight, New York City. Is this like
Yeah.
a goal of yours? The
Oh,
Big
yeah.
Apple? Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously been here before for trips, but I've always dreamed of actually playing here.
I mean, not just the city.
So
this is
this
Greenwich
is-
Village.
yeah.
Bleecker
Your
Street.
first night
Yeah.
performing in New York.
Yep, my first time performing in New York.
Wow.
Opening for Bruno Major.
Wow, how great is that? I just want to go back and spell her name so that if
Yes.
anybody wants to find her, because we like got all crazy
Yes.
because of the no
Here, I'll
D.
hold this up so you can read it.
So, yeah.
L-I-N. Of course, there's a D in there. I knew that.
Yeah,
I
but
just-
knew
spell
that.
it. But we need to spell the whole thing so that people listening can actually go to it.
Let's sing it.
Yeah.
Lindsey. Lomis. Do I have a future?
You got it. I think you
What do
have a
you think?
future.
Look at
Can we
you.
perform
I would stick to
tonight?
the radio
Of
voice.
course I did.
And you have a past.
Yes, I do.
And yeah, hop on stage with me tonight. Well,
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Don't tempt me.
Yeah.
just the
That'd be
two
cool.
of us.
We can make it if we try.
See
Yeah.
this 6'7" guy just hop on stage with you.
Oh,
Although
man.
there is a video
He's
of you and my
scary.
daughter singing together, and it was up in
Oh,
your
yeah.
room at about 2:00 in the morning.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I
Yeah, it
totally
was-
forgot about that.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so what haven't we covered
That's
there?
crazy.
Before we say goodbye, we're going to kick ourselves if we forget to ask some important question like,
I have
like-
a question.
yes,
Hop right in.
Yeah, so
Atlin. Hello, Atlin.
hey. We talked about Billie Eilish a little bit earlier. I'm a big fan myself, and I
Awesome.
think that she kind of represents a shift that's happening in the music industry, and I wanted to get your
Yeah.
take on it, where there's a focus a lot more now on streaming versus maybe a traditional record deal. So
Yeah.
what is your aim in terms of like achieving a greater success?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I'm actually just beginning to sort of find my team. Since my EP came out and the single Simple Love, there have been a lot of meetings and introduced to the industry side of music, which is very new to all of us since my parents don't have background. But it's been so exciting, and you can definitely go with your gut and really feel the difference between the meetings since I'm doing them so close to each other.
Sure.
But it's really exciting because I really am finding my team, people who actually want to help me. And so streaming is huge right now. That's kind of the main
Way to get the music
yeah,
out.
it's the main way
Yeah.
to get the music out. And so that's somehow I've gotten streams organically from my music right now. So once we start actually pushing it, it's going to be really excited to see it.
I have one more question
Yeah.
about music that's out there today.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I think is really interesting is the really young artists like Billy and
Yeah.
like you seem to be more, and maybe this is really mean to say, seem to be more substantive than that sort of older generation that are still young, but they're
Yeah.
it's with them it's all flash and a lot of costume stuff and a lot of bells and whistles
And it's all the same.
and it's all
Yeah,
this it's all
it's
the
all the
same. I mean, do you feel like there's kind of a move towards
Yeah.
substance, which would be such a
No,
remarkable,
it's-
wonderful thing?
Well, it's definitely that's something I really value, live instruments and really the musicality of a song.
And saying
And-
something.
Yeah, and saying something and
Yeah.
saying the right thing that means something to me. And so like I said before, I'm starting to find my team of people and I'm doing co-writes all the time. And obviously all of that can sound a little bit scary because it's the stereotypical. They'll push you into something you don't like. But
Right.
I'm really grateful that the people I've been working with have been not wanting to push me into a box, but to pull what I have out of me and to kind of
Oh,
showcase it
that's
more.
That's a great image.
That's the
what you're
promo.
saying.
Pull that clip for the promo.
Right,
That
exactly.
was the promo clip right there. Tuck that away.
Perfect.
So I don't want you to blow your voice out since you're going to sing tonight, but do you want to take us out in some direction? Say
Sure.
goodbye? What do you think?
Yeah, what song?
You mentioned Simple Love. That's a great song. Or if there's something else you
We'll
want
do
to do.
Simple Love.
Yeah.
You got
You're
a
like, "You
fanboy
mentioned
over here.
Simple Love."
You could.
Yeah, I'll do Simple Love. All right, this song was the single off of my new EP and is what sort of got all these things happening for me. So I'm excited about it. Boy, I'm not asking for much. Here we sit next to each other. Should I move closer? I don't wanna rush. I'm a fan of conversation, but we don't need that complication now. No. It's like you can read my mind, 'cause you get the message somehow. Oh, you let me lay my head on your chest, head on your chest. Time will do the rest, time will do the rest, baby. And I want your simple love. Let me lay my head on your chest. I'll be impressed to figure out the rest. Let me lay my head and give me your simple love, love. Ooh, 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 oh. Boy, I'm not asking for much, no. You don't need to buy me flowers. I just wanna stay here for hours with you. Oh, hours and hours on there. You let me lay my head on your chest, head on your chest. Time will do the rest, time will do the rest, baby. And give me your simple love. Let me lay my head on your chest. I'll be impressed. We'll figure out the rest. Let me lay my head and give me that simple love. As long as I'm with you. As long as I'm with you, got to be with you. Let me lay my head on your chest, head on your chest. Time will do the rest, time will do the rest, baby. You know, and I want your simple love. Let me lay my head on your chest. I'll be impressed. We'll figure out the rest. Let me lay my head and give me your simple love one more time. Give me that simple love, love. No, I'm not asking for much, just your simple love. That simple love. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Okay, you're a
My,
fanboy. I'm a fangirl.
My advice,
That's incredible.
Dad, go out and buy a shotgun, sit in the front porch with a rocking chair. Just protect the perimeter.
Nah, you're
Beautiful. By the way,
delight.
you.
I was at their house.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, when I first walked in, I just met them in Columbus.
Right.
They were kind enough to
And
let
you
us
invited
stay.
him.
Can you
Yikes.
believe that? Well, his
So trust
judgment
involved.
is usually good, but sometimes the eclipse was happening that summer.
Oh, that's when you okay.
So we went down.
I remember when
and
you
they
were
were
there.
in the path of totality.
Yeah.
So they were kind enough to let my daughter and I stay there, and the two of them had a great time. And
They're still in the path of totality.
And I didn't really know Mike all that well, but the minute I walked in the door, he said, "Look, I don't know if you drink," and I'm like, "Where's this going?" He said, "But I've got a fig tree, and I've got figs soaking in bourbon." Oh, and I said,
Oh, man.
"Let me in."
This must be how you lured your wife into
Definitely not.
yum.
So Lindsey thinks that the reason we had her here was all about her. Julie, I want more of those figs.
You want more of
That's
the
all.
figs. I understand.
Hey, we're going to see you tonight.
Yay.
Sold
You're
out, but we
coming.
snuck in.
You snuck in.
Nice. Lindsey Lomis.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
The News Conversation Podcast, News on the Rocks.